What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy right here with another one. I'm thinking we gonna watch some Samsonites, and all I see is my man Obama. Obama, what happened, Obama? Obama, they got you yet? They got you yet? Obama better leave. Obama text Diddy, call Diddy in prison, and ask him where was it that you went to, where people were looking for you when you were about to get arrested. Go hide over there. Hide over there. Over there, man. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Federico, cut the beat. Oh man, this is gonna be a doozy. We got President Barack Obama. The title's called Immigration. I'm interested to hear what's going on with this one. What topics is Samson going to talk about? Is Obama going to have a 16? I don't know. Maybe Obama going to spit 16 real quick. This is Barack Obama, and I'm here to say, I rap every single day. Knick-knack, paddywhack. Give a motherfucking dog a bone. Red fish, blue fish. One fish, two fish. And three fish, four fish. I don't know what he could have. I don't know what he could have. But I'm excited. I'm excited to find out. Samson, Barack Obama, immigration, it is on you.
Even as we are a nation of immigrants, we're also a nation of laws. Undocumented workers broke our immigration laws. Yeah. And I believe that they must be held accountable, especially those who may be dangerous.
Yes, sir.
That's why over the past 6 years, deportations of criminals are up 80%.
The fact.
And that's why we're going to keep focusing enforcement resources on actual threats to our security.
The fact. Before you start, I mean, to add on, to like before people start going crazy, like this is a Democratic president that had a record of what he did when the borders were closed. I'm not understanding where the shift came from when Donald Trump is main focus is the border. Now he ran his campaign on that. Why is it a problem when he's doing it? When literally when Obama had the presidency for those 8 years, he shut that shit down. What was the difference? It's to better the country, bro. It's to better the country. That's all that it is. To keep it very short and very simple, if I go to Mexico and I break into Mexico and I go in through their front door and I break into Mexico and live off of the Mexican dollar and live off of their land and use their resources and do all that stuff, and I get caught, guess what happens to me? They do not give me a hotel. They do not give me a free medical card, and they don't give me free food card. They don't give me money a month. They don't do any of that. They don't pay for my housing. They don't do none of that. They take my happy ass right back and put me right back to the United States. And that's plain. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're going to send me right fucking back. So we shouldn't be an open door. You should have rules and regulations to come in. Whether you agree with the way the policies are now or not, that's another debate. That's a different debate. That's something that we got to talk to our government about and saying, hey, this needs to change. Like, we understand what you're saying, but it's being very difficult to do it. Like, my parents are immigrants. They came in through the front door and they struggled to do that. But they came to a point where they became citizens. They were able to pay for me and my sister's private schooling when we were young. In Catholic school, where they paid tuition every quarter. So like they were able to do all of that because they wanted us to have a shot. Because Dominican Republic at that time wasn't a good fucking place. Especially where they were living at. They were living in the fucking country. The borderline right next to fucking Haiti. You honestly think that they wanted to stay there and raise their fucking kids? We probably wouldn't even fucking make it. But they went through the front. They understood that. They didn't try to find a way to get in here where it was going to get them in trouble. They went in through the front door. They were able to get me and my sisters a good education and shit like that. Not in the best area. They jeopardized the area to give us that good education. But we lived in a bad area, but still had great parents that supported us. Whether all that personal shit is different financially, and the opportunity that they got when they came to this country was specifically for us to have a shot. I'm proud of being an American citizen, and I'm a patriot for my country, and I support my country 110%. Because this is where I'm from. I was born and raised here. And if I see my country getting attacked, I can't represent Dominican Republic. I can't say, oh, Dominicano. Yes, I am from Dominican descent. I am an Afro-Latino. That's what I am. I am an American citizen. I'm not African American. I'm not Hispanic American. I am American citizen. That's what I am. I was born here, so this is the country that I'm going to rep. And I'm going to protect, and I'm going to defend 100% of the time. So if I'm opening my eyes and I'm seeing the way things are going on and seeing that somebody's coming here to try to change it up, and it's actually changing it up, and it's following for what he said, and majority of the fucking country voted for him, see what's going on. He said he was going to do something, and it got done. Whether you liked it or not, it got done. Is it better for the country? Numbers are up, aren't they? He's doing things historically in this country that no other president has done. So when people ask me, are you proud to be a Trump? Look, I don't support Trump for how he is as a person. I support Trump of what he's doing in his job. I'm supporting his business ethics and how he knows how to run a country, and how he pretty much has done a lot of shit that people are just like, what? Even CNN is fucking baffled. How he is as a person, I don't give a fuck, really. I really don't care. I didn't hire him for what type of person he is. I hired him to do a fucking job. I voted for him to do a fucking job. And he's done the job. So I'm not mad at the vote that I did. No, I'm not at all. And little by little, more and more and more that I hear Trump and hear people talk about Trump, I'm starting to like him like a fucking person too. And it is what it is. I'm seeing it. I opened my eyes. I was a Democrat for 20 fucking years. For 20 years, I was a Democrat. I believed in the whole vision of the Democratic Party. And then I left New York. You know what I learned in the 20 years? I was lied to every step of the way. Everything my teachers and everybody in my area was telling me that I couldn't do. That I couldn't get to certain places. Because of my skin color, whatever the fucking case was. Teachers telling me this shit. Uncles. Motherfuckers on the street telling me that they never gonna give you a shot. All these lies. And all I had to do was just move states. And when I moved states, let's see where I was. I was a street nigga with no ambition to be anything but that. Getting in trouble every other day. Running from cops. Living in the streets. Being up. Being down. A whole roller coaster. Getting robbed. Robbing others, doing all that shit. Living in the Democratic mindset, because that's all I know how to do. That's all I'm worth it. That's all they don't gonna let me do this, so I'm gonna do this. And then I come over here and I become management in a fucking Fortune 500 company. be able to support a family, get a home because I worked on my credit and fixed it myself, all by working. All I had to do was just work. And I could get anything anybody else could get in this fucking country if I just put in the fucking work. What a coinkydink. I own my own property. My daughter's in college. My son is in high school doing amazing. My daughter's working and going to school, paying her own shit. I got property. I got cars. I'm doing what I love to do for a living. How is that ever going? What stopped me from doing that? Besides what the fuck I was hearing other people telling me that I couldn't do. In a democratic state. And all I had to do was go to a Republican state and say, oh, they told me that I couldn't become a manager in an all predominantly white male company. Bridgestone, Tires Plus, those companies, yeah. And I'm just like, oh, CEO is over here talking to me like I'm just a regular employee. Not as a black employee or Afro-Latino, whatever the fuck you want to label me. Not as that. He was like, hey, Ray, you're doing a great job. The numbers are looking great. It's amazing. Thank you for what you're doing for the company and all that. Oh, took me out to lunch. Got to know him a little bit. Got some beers in. Hey, became great friends after. Oh, what the fuck are we talking about? I didn't think that could ever happen. The more I lived in the South, the more I started to learn how much bullshit I was fed. I get into bags. I'm sorry. I open bags and I put my 2 feet in it and I do like this and I pick out and say, what you gonna do about it? Nothing. Go ahead, dog. Go ahead, Samsonite.
If you're illegal, we don't fucking want you here. I don't care if you're brown or if you got blonde hair. I don't care what color you...
My brother. Oh my God. Oh my God. My God. Starting off a track like that is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. What we talking about?
Fucking want you here. I don't care if you're brown or if you got blonde hair. I don't care what color you are, it's all the same. If you're as white as Elon or dark as Cobby Lame, you do it legal. And if you don't, get the fuck out. Rules.
That's what I'm saying. Just do it legal. Just do it legal. Just not get the fuck out. It's not hard, bro. If we, like I said, reverse it. Leave out of this country, go somewhere else illegal. They're going to kick you out and send you back here. That's what's going to happen. So why can't we do the same? Because it's the land of the free and the home of the brave. This country is built on immigrants, not illegal immigrants. There's a difference. Sorry, there is. You know the Irish helped build this country too? Are you going to say the Irish weren't? And they came here illegally. There was no border for them to cross. They came here illegally. They had no choice, and they had hand in helping building this country. So what are we talking about? We're all from the land of immigrants. Immigrants, absolutely, but we set a standard of this country. You have to follow certain rules in order for you to come in, just like every other country is done. But since we promote that this is the land of the free, which it is, and the home of the brave, which it is, we allow anybody could be here. That's why we're kind of a little bit different than everybody else. Because anybody could live in here and thrive. It's not that easy going to another country and doing what you could do in the United States. And that's just 100% faction. It's easier in the sense of there's more opportunities, more resources, more shit like that here that you can live a good life. Not saying the other countries are shitty, but there is going to be a different type of struggle. This is just an easier type of struggle. That's all. No difference. It's a fact.
Is Elon or dark is Cobby lame? You do it legal, and if you don't, get the fuck out. Rules keep our lives civilized, otherwise we bug out. If we don't vet citizens at the entrances, and it's a recipe for disaster. We can't just let anyone in. That's crazy.
You can't just let anyone in. Not every time, Dick and Harry. Not every time, Dick and Harry.
They ain't just grabbing random people. They ain't just driving around and packing vans with Latinos. This ain't a haphazard attack on the Latin scene. It's cracking down on those who came through a passage that was illegal. I don't see the issue, and most Mexicans don't either. It's always the younger crowd that's acting so.
That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. That's an absolute fact. There's a lot of Mexicans that live in this area, and we've talked, and I've heard, and all that. Man, I'm this full time, bro. I go outside. They out here doing landscaping. They over here fixing some electrical shit. They doing whatever they doing out here. And we'll talk. But there's not a lot of people out here that speak Spanish. So when I have an opportunity to speak Spanish, hey, ¿cómo está papi? Ya tú sabes, aquí trabajando en la casa, como un vago. Ya tú sabes. Ula, I have conversations. I like to speak my native tongue. I like it. Ula, They know what I'm saying when I say that. And they tell me, they're like, hey. He's like, that's why I'm in the process right now to get illegal cessation. He doesn't know how to speak English very well. But there's a lot that are going back, and there's a lot that are going through the process. Like, all right, well, fuck it. We'll do what we have to do, go through the process, because, like I said, they're set already over there. Majority of these guys have the houses already paid the fuck off. They don't owe shit. It's paid off. That's it. It's mine. So it works a little bit different over there. So they good. It's just trying to get back in here, work, and then get it legal, because then they could get pensions and they could get all that. They understand it. They get what's up. A lot of them are telling me like, oh, jig's up. I get the fuck out of here. Because they understand. Yeah, I know what we're doing is wrong. It was just a matter of time for them to fucking bag us. That's all. And we got bagged. Now it's time. I'm gonna go through the front door. Like, you hurry the fuck out. You better hide, motherfucker. Do some shit. Get the fuck out of here. But they understand the process. They're getting the visas to come back. They're doing all that. They understand that what's going on is changing, and it's for the better. It's for the better of the country. It's better for everybody. Look at gas. Gas went down, baby. Like right now, I put gas yesterday, $2.76. I put in my over here, and it was amazing. Wiping that car is $20. Put that shit over half a tank. Oh, delicioso. I felt like Dora the Explorer, man. This ain't
a haphazard attack on the Latin scene. It's cracking down on those who came through a passage that was illegal. I don't see the issue, and most Mexicans don't either. It's always the younger crowd that's acting so eager. So fuck the kids, ask the parents what they see. If they're immigrants, I almost guarantee they disagree. See, there's no one more proud in this country than those who came to it and did it the legal way and made dough and attained the shit. Then they turn around and see this protest nonsense. All these posters for folks who didn't go through the process. My
father. Wow. Oh, we were going to say the same shit? Hold on. I'm going to go back. I'm going to let you talk first. Hold on. Say it again.
Posters for folks who didn't go through the process. My father-in-law came to this country with nothing. No money to his name. Turned nothing to something. And when he sees these videos of all the sudden destruction, he looks me in the eyes and tells me that he's fucking disgusted.
That's a fact, bro. That is a fact. And with his father, that shit was fire. What with his stepfather. With my dad has a democratic mind. So when I tell him, my dad got nervous because my dad was like, oh my God, me and your mother, they're going to take us and they're going to take us back to the... I was like, where are they going to take you back to? I was talking to my man King Bliss the other day. We were talking about that. Where are they going to take you to? They're going to deport us. And I was like, what, back to New York? The fuck are they going to deport you to? Oh, everybody immigration. They're going to go back home. I'm going to sell the house. I got to go back. And I'm like, no, you don't. Dad, like, what are you talking about? He's not sending all immigrants back. He's sending illegal immigrants. Did you do a crime? Did you break into the country? Did you not get your citizenship? And he's like, no, I got my citizenship, yes. And I was like, then what are you talking about? You're a citizen of this place for 60 years. What are you doing to yourself? Why are you stressing yourself the fuck out? Or 50 years. Like, why are you stressing yourself out? You came here, you busted your ass, you worked, you made it your living, you raised your kids, you got your kids good educations. What you did what you set out to do. You're good. Yeah. You got a nice little pension coming to you every month. You got Social Security coming every month. You're retired. You chilling. You have nothing to do with any of this. They gonna get your old ass out of here. They gonna keep your old ass right here. No, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Sit your ass down. You ain't going anywhere. What are you talking? I had to show him 13,000 articles and 15,000 interviews in order for him to be like, so I don't go nowhere. And I like, no, you can stay here. Oh, I don't like Trump's face. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go. I love it. And I kissed him in his forehead and I bounced. I'm not gonna lose my relationship with my dad that I just started to build again because of his views. Like, all I can do is give him the information. He can take the information, use it, or ignore it. That's all. And it is what it is after that. He's still my dad. I just don't understand I see a lot of families and a lot of people that they keep on just like their family just separates over politics. And then I'm like, if you know that no matter what you say, if you feel like you can't get through somebody, then why continue on trying to? That's where you get that separation. It gets to a point where you're like, see, me and my dad, it was just not educated. My dad is a smart man. It's just that he watches the wrong shit. And then once I showed him a different way of looking at it, which took a little bit of time, but it's my dad, and we weren't fighting half the time. In the beginning, we was a little bit loudness, but I brought it down, he brought it down, and we started to actual talk. And then as soon as I started showing him facts of not just people of me talking, like I'll actually go to websites and show him documentation and numbers and charts and all this other shit, he finally understood. I knew I could get to him. It's just that I was trying to avoid that conversation with him. And then boom, he understood. Oh, he still doesn't like Trump. He's still a Democrat. Doesn't give a fuck. But now he's educated a little bit more. Now he can relax and doesn't have to do these drastic changes like selling his fucking house, selling his fucking car, and getting my mother all worked up. And my mother's going through dementia right now and doing all this shit off of false information. Off of information that he's hearing everybody else say. My sisters, not all my sisters, but some of my sisters, everybody else that is in that mindset, telling him all this shit, not telling him not to do any of this. And he's over here worked the fuck up trying to find a place how to sell the house in this fucking market off of false information. And then when I showed him what I showed him, it calmed him. He was less anxious off of just a little bit. Still doesn't like Trump. Still won't vote for Trump. Still can't stand the man. But now with a little bit of information, now I relieved him from it. So it's just like, just do your own research. The information's out there for everybody to see. It's not like they're hiding numbers from you. I learned throughout the years as I started to become more conservative and more Republican, because it didn't just happen one day I said, oh, I'm Republican now. No, it happened through me going through life as a Afro-Latino and going through everything that I go through, because I deal with people calling me spick, and then I deal with people calling me the N-word with the ER at the end. That I'm dealing with both because they don't know what the fuck I am. And when I tell them I'm Afro-Latino, they look at me like I have like I got two fucking heads. Like my ancestors come from Spain and from Africa. That's what that means. Not hard. But especially in the South, I wasn't dealing with it in New York. I was dealing with it in the South, and I started to see, yeah, racist people still exist. Racism doesn't exist. If it did, I would have not been successful in a company majority white. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even be hired. I wouldn't have had opportunities to become management. I wouldn't have been able to have the opportunities to run stores, be in charge of $2 million worth of fucking inventory. Are you crazy? So then I started to see for myself, oh, that was all bullshit. I absolutely have a shot. I absolutely have opportunity. Ain't nobody stopping me from doing fucking nothing. So I just worked. I understood. Hard work. Yes, you're gonna deal with prejudiced people and racist people, but the country ain't. Country didn't stop me from doing what I gotta do. So no, I'm not gonna raise my kid, my son and my daughter being mixed. I'm not gonna raise them to in their minds that, oh, you're gonna be limited to what you could do because of your. No, I'm never gonna do that. Like, you do whatever the fuck you want here. Look at me. I'm a prime example. Like, I'm working on my own. Like, I'm my own boss right now. This country is allowing me to do that right now. So this prejudice, all this crap, man, don't mean nothing to me. It doesn't exist. If it did, I would not get the opportunities that I had in the corporate world. Not at all. I would have not been able to be inside buildings with like mega billionaires. They're coming to company conferences and shit like that. No. What are we talking? Shaking hands with all these fucking billionaires makes my hands itch. I started to learn and do my research and read and watch debates and see it from both sides of the stories, because I still was kind of like, but you know, it's kind of crazy that, and then I find something that says, oh, I was wrong. And then I come out with something else like, oh, that's kind of crazy that, oh, and then I find something, oh, I was wrong. And then I start to really dive into it. And then I'm like, oh, I was wrong about everything. And then having kids, being married, being the main income winner in the beginning of me and my wife's relationship with 2 kids, and seeing pricing of how price fluctuates, and seeing how the bank account was a little bit fatter when certain people were presidents, and see how I struggled a little bit more when other certain people were presidents, dealing with kids and the schooling and still trying to keep my kids in line. I'm living life in every single direction that has to do with politics. So as I'm seeing it, nothing stopped me from fucking making the money that we make, that we really didn't. Me and my wife put ourselves in a position with saving and put in hard work and sacrifice to when everybody was wilding out these last 4 years because they couldn't afford to do shit and do nothing. Me and my wife, thanks to God up above, and our saving and our sacrifices of saving and just not doing shit and just putting away, that we didn't have to struggle we didn't struggle at all through that fucking time, because we have our backup, and we still do have our backup. And it's about using your brain. If you start using your brain and use your money wisely and not start buying like my clothing and all that stuff, half this shit was bought to me for Christmas. The other half of it is my own fucking merchandise. So it's like I'm not spending money on anything. I'm not going out to the malls. I'm not doing all the half the shit that I was doing that kept me broke, because I needed to make sure my appearance was fucking. So I wanted to follow the trend with getting the jewelry and the shirts and the hats and all that. My Vibe Gang dresses me. This right here, Vibe Gang. What are we talking about? So you make your own way in this country by making the right decisions, by not following the trendy shit, by making your own fucking lane and being who the fuck you want to be. Being smart about your business, being smart about what you do, how you move. Come on, man. Everybody has the same opportunity as everybody else. It doesn't matter what skin color, what nationality, what religion, it don't matter. The work is what matters. And that's what we're trying to get back to in this country. Is where you're gonna get all the prizes and everything, all the accolades. You're gonna get everything by hard work. I want to judge you by how you work. Now, not what your fucking skin color is or any of that other bullshit. Fuck are we talking about? I want to get all the accolades because of my hard work. Not because of me pandering to my skin color or they're keeping me down. And it ain't nobody, I'll keep myself down for fucking a long time. And that's a good thing about being an addict, because you know sometimes when you become sober, you have to sit down with all the bullshit. And you got to go through all the bullshit and see all the mistakes you made and find out you ain't perfect. You were wrong the majority of the time that you were an addict. When you start living with that, shit starts looking a little bit fucking different, bro. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, this is my experience in life. This is my experience with this experiment that you call life. I'm going to go off of what life has brought me as I'm going. If your story is different, then I understand that. Your story is going to be different. And your story is going to lead you to another way of thinking. And I understand that. But don't hate me and don't judge me because of what life showed me. Because I'm not doing that to you. I understand why would you still think this way. Because if life has always been treating you this way and you're not connecting both, it's nobody's fault. Your life experience is showing you what the fuck, what it's going to show you. It's your choice whether you want to stay on that lane or not. Try opposite thing and see what happens. Ever think and act opposite of how you've ever acted it before, and watch how shit gets a little bit different for you, just in a day. I had to put myself in that position. I had to put myself in that. It's like I'm going to spend a whole day, and I'm just not going to, everything that I used to be like, I'm going to just be the opposite of it. A lot of things were different. I saw it. I felt different. And eventually, your brain will play along with it. And it works. Just love each other, bro. It ain't that fucking hard. Ain't that hard. And if you're going to come to this country, come into this country, the front door. It's not even locked. Like, you can literally open it and walk through and say, hey, I'm here for an application. What do you think? Have you ever gone to a job interview and got an interview and got an application stuck at the door saying take one and go home? No. You could open the door, go in there, and then ask for the application. I'm here. Application, please. And they'll go through the process. Now, can the process be different? Can it be changed? Yeah, it can be changed, but for what? What do you want it to change to? Because the reason why the rules are the way the rules are is because there's a lot of criteria and a lot of shit that you have to do in order for them to feel, okay, I'm going to let you into this country. This American experiment is a different thing. Like, you come into this country, you do it the right way, you could benefit and you can build wealth for your family. You just got to put in the work. And that's where people get scared. I don't want to put in the work. They think physical work is the same thing as putting in the work. No. Putting the work is building. Anybody can fucking work a 9 to 5 and break their fucking back. Anybody could do that shit. But if you want to build wealth, if you want to build something for your family and get your family and build that generational wealth, you got to put the work in for that. They got tools for it, things that help you, but at the end of the day, you still got to put in those late hours. You still got to be the one losing the sleep. You still got to be the one doing that if you want to build that for your family, for your future family. I've seen people that work at Walmart breaking their fucking backs every day. I've seen construction workers breaking their back all day fucking long and not build nothing. They just want to work their job, pay their fucking bills, and die knowing that they took care of their family. That's it. They don't want to build that wealth. They want to just get by and survive. No. How about stop that cycle of poverty? You need to be the example and put in that hard work. Because you know nobody else is going to do it. Even if you have to put that in your head. I know nobody else is going to do it, so I got to be the one to put in the hard work. Put in the hard work in the beginning. Learn as much as you can. Read as much books as you can and talk to as much people as you can. You don't need a school. You don't need a college. You don't need anything in this country to be successful. Not saying that money is the whole thing, but if you want to build that generational wealth where your kids don't have to go through anything or go through poverty or go through the struggles of anything and actually live a good life and show them, hey, your skin color, where you from, it doesn't matter. If you work and you work and you work, you can succeed in this country better than a lot of other countries. Just work. It's 36 minutes. We've only been on minute 36. This is crazy.
Eyes that tells me that he's fucking disgusted. You'll never see him in that crowd. It's just a bunch of kids holding up fuck ice signs, but they don't know what they did. They don't even know who the hell was detained, and if you asked them, I bet they couldn't even tell you their names. It's fucking insane. There's no sense to be had, no thought whatsoever, no direction or path. If you're protesting being sent back to your country, then why the fuck would you be holding up the Mexican flag? Explain it to me, cause really it doesn't make any sense.
Wow. Samson, wow. Why would you start talking about protesting about sending us back to Mexico while holding the Mexican flag? Ah! Oh my God, man. I don't know, Samson. I can't answer you that question. But that's a good one, though.
Thought whatsoever, no direction or path. If you're protesting being sent back to your country, then why the fuck would you be holding up the Mexican flag? Explain it to me, cause really it doesn't make any sense to me. Who's the enemy? Your movement perplexes me. That's like breaking out of prison and going straight to the street and holding up a picket sign for the penitentiary. You know, I always been a firm believer in statistics. I always thought the numbers that you see are realistic, but I don't know. After the riots in LA, I think the unemployment rate is way higher than they say. Look at you. Fucks. Good heavens, Pete's sake. Y'all been out in these streets now for several weeks, man. Y'all just doing it to do it. You don't even care that much. You ain't doing it for the cause. You just there to tear shit up. And what the fuck's with all the white people up in the mix? My people always gotta have something to fix. Did you ever think for one split second they don't want you there and you're just getting in the way of what they're trying to accomplish here? Don't worry, you don't have to face it alone. If there's a racial issue, we'll make it our own. You think screaming at the cops at the top of your lungs is gonna make them have a change of heart and drop all their guns? Like a scrawny little long-haired bony fucking white dude is gonna say some profound shit to an ICE agent and it's gonna make him change his mind about his occupation. Like, you know what? You're right, this is racist.
I'll get you a job. I'll get you a job, man.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He's gonna get him a job. Just put your gun down, bro. I'll get you a job. I don't think he's gonna want to work what you want to work at. Like, what do you do? Curious George Antiques? That yellow ass hoodie. Fuck out of here. You look like the man with the yellow hat. Went through it. And now you're living in the streets looking for your monkey. But that nigga been dead. What is going on, bro? What is going on? And that man just ignored. They're I give it up to them because the shit that these dudes got to deal with, and people coming into their face talking crazy to them, throwing shit at them and everything, the abuse that they take, and then they know that the minute that they start going crazy and defending themselves, the restriction is more of, even if they're throwing shit at you, calm, because they're going to twist it and make you look like the bad one. And I've seen a lot of videos where they're just sitting there taking it. And I'm just like, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't see that. I can't be there. I don't know. It's not fair.
This is racist.
I'll get you a job. I'll get you a job, man. I can get you a job. I can get you a good paying job. I can get you a good paying job. Guns don't belong here. Put the gun down. I'll get you a job. You're fucking hired. Please, man.
Now look, I ain't heartless. I know that there's a lot of anger and pain this causes. There's a lot of people that did no harm at all. But you gotta understand, dog, the law is the law. And breaking it with good intentions doesn't make it right. You ain't exempt from the consequences. You gotta pay the price.
That's a fact. You're not exempt. No one is exempt. It's not only them. It's not only the illegal immigrants. Let's not get this twisted. No one is above the law. Nobody is above the law. And that's what people are not understanding shit. If you do illegal shit, you're going to pay the consequences. That's just what it is. Once again, if somebody breaks into your fucking house, what are you going to call? The Ghostbusters or the fucking cops? You're going to call the cops and they're going to get the threat out of your house. How about if that thief that went into your house to break in to steal some shit, he's doing that to go feed his family. He's got 2-3 babies right now with 2 baby mamas. He need money. He need money for child support. He need money for his kids to eat. Buy them clothes. Are you going to let him go inside your house? Tie you up and take your shit? Are you going to be like, oh, I understand. Go ahead, take whatever you want. Go take everything that I worked hard for to get for my kids and my family. Come inside my house and just take it. Go ahead. Because I understand. No. Illegal, and no one's exempt from it. If I break into somebody's house right now, I expect to get caught. Because if I didn't expect to get caught, I'll just knock on the door. Why do I have to break in? I'll just knock. Hey, good morning, Mr. Smith. How are you doing? Beautiful day. Beautiful birds chirping. Is that your Ring camera? Hey, Ring camera. Watch this. You're going to enjoy that later on TikTok, because watch what's going to happen now. Get inside the house. If I think that I could just break the law and just because I'm going through it, you think the people in this country ain't going through it? And guess what happens when they break the law to get ahead? They get caught and they get arrested. That's what happens. If a mother is driving a car and she's drunk and she has her kids in it, which happens here a lot, if she gets caught, she gets separated from her kids and arrested. You do stupid shit, you're going to pay the consequences from it. You're not exempt from it. No one is. It don't matter who the fuck you know. It don't matter who the fuck you paid. None of it matters. You're going. For the majority, for the masses, you're going to jail. You can't justify breaking the law because you're going through it. Because if everyone thought that way, this whole entire world would be fucking nuts. Not that it's not nuts already. I mean, I guess you can, because that's what they've been doing. So I guess you can. Or you could have. Not anymore. But you could have. And that's what we were stopping. It was being a drain in the economy. It was being drained to our resources. It was being drained to a lot of fucking things. But then at the same time, the same people that are bitching about what's going on are bitching about, I'm broke, I'm this, and I'm that. Because all that money's going to them. That's why. Soon as Biden did that open door policy, it was a wrap. Everybody and their mother's mother came in. But they can't connect the two because they hate. People hate everything that has happened to President Trump. Everything that's happened to him since the election. If that's not testimony of, oh my God, they're really trying to get him the fuck out of here, I don't know what is. They've been trying to get this man out for a reason. Because he's pointing out the hypocrisy, he's pointing out the bullshit, and he's getting shit done. Numbers, I'm sorry, no matter what anyone says, numbers cannot, you can't negate the numbers. You can't negate the fact that our country has been up on numbers and everything. There's more peace in the world right now because of the shit that he's doing right now. These are just facts. These aren't things that are made up. These aren't things that somebody told me. These are things that are coming out of the president's fucking mouth from other presidents. That Putin sit down. We're close to that. So so what are we really talking about? Why are we not talking about the actual facts that's going on in the news right now? Instead of just hating this man just because I don't like him as a person, and I don't like the way he said this, and I don't like the way he acted this way, and he's gonna everything that everyone said that was going to happen if he was elected it is not even close to be a even thought to even happen right now because we're so up right now. So what were they talking about? Explain it to me. Just because your situation is fucked, don't blame that on what the fuck is going on in the world. That's the problem. A lot of people think of it as what I'm going through. That's why feelings cannot debate facts. It never will work. It will never work because you are always going to take it as your own personal experience. That's your personal experience. You cannot speak for everyone in the world. So if you don't agree with anything that I said or what Samson says or what anyone in that party says, it's because you're not understanding that in the masses, the numbers is up. As a country, we're up in everything. Not as of your mind or your feeling. Your life is your life. You make of it what you want to make of it. You make the decisions. They don't make decisions for you. You make them. People decided to make the decision to live off of welfare and all that, and food stamps and all that shit. People decided they want to live their life fully on the government's pocket. And that's it. That wasn't the government. They said, this is an option. Hey, we got this over here. They just dangled it in front of you. And people grabbed it. And of all colors, black, white, Hispanic, all of them. It's not only the black people that are living that life that is just the food stamps. Hispanics, white people do it. Everyone does it. It's something that everyone took advantage of. Decisions they made when they're able-bodied to fucking work and get benefits and build something. They decided that they didn't want to do that and they would rather the government pay for everything. Those are decisions they made. So woe is me, all that. Like, you make decisions that leads your life. My life was wild the last fucking 30-something years because of the decisions I've made, not because of what the president. I fucked up when Obama, or Biden, and Trump was president. Because of the decisions I made, not because of what the fuck policies was fucking there. Because I decided I wanted to do stupid shit. So, don't bring your own experiences into a debate when people are breaking actual facts and numbers. Because it's never going to work. You're fighting two battles at that point, and it's dumb. Leave your feelings out of it and start doing your research on both ends and watch what happens. Before you start going in the comment section and talking crazy. And I'm going to leave the comment section open. I don't give a fuck. Before any of that, go ahead and just do that. Read on both sides. And then come to your own judgment, your own mental about how you feel about certain shit. I did it, and it took years. It took another 20 years of research and reading and going through personal experiences, working through corporation and just being around people my whole entire life. I was in a retail business. All I saw going in there was different walks of life for 20 years in the South. Me living the 9-to-5, being researching the political thing for 20 years. Like I said, this wasn't an overnight thing that, I'm a Republican now. No. This is years and years of research and fucking living that made me make my decision of what I am. I didn't decide what I was until until Trump. Because I voted for Obama. Because I was still like, And then Trump came into the picture. And I said, Let me hear what it's saying, though. I don't give a fuck all that other extra shit that he does. All that extra shit that he does. At the end of the day, this guy had a TV show. So what do you expect him to do? Not play the part? Like, he's Trump. Like, he's not, I don't even think he's playing the part. He's just being who the fuck he is. Like he's always been. Everybody loved him before, but as soon as he became president, these niggas hate him now. That's the crazy part for me. The switch up? Oh, the switch up was real. The switch up is real. But we're not even talking about that. That's people's own life, their own journey that made them come to whatever conclusion they came with. I can't judge it. That's you. Just don't judge mine. I'm giving y'all respect about how y'all feel and y'all doing it. I'm literally choosing my words wisely to not try to disrespect you guys or the way the Democratic Party thinks on purpose. I am stopping myself from saying a lot of shit that I should be saying, but I won't say it because I do understand that there's people live different journeys. And I don't have to be coming as aggressive with that type of bullshit like you guys would come at me in the comment sections. So I'm showing you guys the respect. I hope to God that you guys can show me the same exact fucking respect. I'm talking to you the reason why I am a Republican and my life stories of what I've done to come to that conclusion of being in the Republican Party. This is my journey. Whether you agree with it, my journey or not, I can't change my journey. I can't change what I've seen. I can't change what I've read. I can't change anything. It's already embedded in my brain. For you to tell me to do that is like me telling you forget your name. It's impossible. I can't forget it. Even if I change it, I'm not going to forget what my original name was. So please don't come into the comment section and act how the radical left act. Because, like I said, it's not all Democrats. Not all of them has this mentality. It's these radicals that I'm talking about. It's mainly them that I'm trying to talk to. Because a lot of Democrats, they don't agree with what I say, but they respect it and they keep it moving. But there are some that are just like, how you telling me how to think? That's why I will never debate any of them. I will never get on camera and debate them because it's going to be feelings versus facts, and I don't have time for that. Point blank. I do not have time for any of it. So y'all can move on with that. I ain't trying to have this debate with you. You can't tell me what the fuck to live. What my life was. And what I know in my heart and in my soul, the mistakes that I've made to keep me down. Not the white man keeping me down.
A lot of people that did no harm at all, but you gotta understand, dog, the law is the law, and breaking it with good intentions doesn't make it right. You ain't exempt from the consequences, you gotta pay the price. Right. You should have thought twice before you did what you shouldn't, but I'm willing to bet that you knew the risk and you took it, and that's the problem, why you came here in the first place. The fear of getting caught wasn't as worse as your birthplace, just food for thought. Instead of trying to elude the law, maybe you should all be trying to solve the root cause. Why is it our duty to adjust our immigration? We ain't the ones to blame for the function of your nation. Instead of coming here and telling us we need to
see, that's also a fact that he brings up that's good, which right. Why is it that things can't happen where the country can just fix your country instead of trying to run away from it? Fix it. Whatever issues that you guys are having, which is majorly the cartel that pretty much runs it. So if that's the problem, get rid of the problem. If that's the root cause of why people are leaving, then get rid of them. They're still, at the end of the fucking day, they're still human beings, right? How is that? And then people say, "Oh, well, the United States needs to come and help us fight that." And I'm sitting here, and unfortunately, I agree with it. We're like, why do we have to fix it? Why? What? Give me a good reason why is it that I feel like we have to go in there and fix that problem for you. Take the corrupt people out of office. Get them out of office. Because there's all corrupt politicians that have been bought by the cartel that are running the whole entire country. And that's been happening for fucking years now. And, you know, the other party that was in office didn't really help. To be honest with you, they were getting their pockets fat too. See what happens to a country in 4 years when you really don't give a fuck? And it's all about the grain? Shit gets really sticky. It gets really sticky. And I even heard a report saying that Trump is thinking about giving aid to that whole entire cartel fucking situation that's going on in Mexico to get the government back to Mexico. So he's already talked about it to even do it. Do I think he should? I think that we need to fix our problem that we're having in our countries. In our country, I think we need to focus more on getting our country back to functioning 100% before we could start. I'm not saying don't help them. But at the moment right now, we're rebuilding our country. At the moment right now, we need to rebuild and fix a lot of shit that has gone wrong in this country. And then after that, okay, Mexico needs help with the cartel. Let's get them the fuck out of here. Let's get these guys completely the fuck out of here. So right now, let's fix us. And they're just like in an airplane. What do they tell you to do every fucking time in an airplane? Put a mask on you first before you put it on your kid or whoever else. Because how the fuck are you going to help somebody if you're drowning? Or you're suffocating and you can't breathe? How can you help anybody like that? You have to help yourself. So it's the same shit. Let's fix our country first. We have to help ourselves before we start helping out anybody fucking else. Because financially, we can't. We're already in debt like a motherfucker. And that's already getting fixed. So what are we talking about? The numbers speak. I don't care what anybody feels about it. The numbers speak. The tariffs and everything is working, and the people are hating on it. People thought that it was going to be the worst financial decision that they've ever done in the fuck. Nope, it worked. It fucking worked. Don't believe me? Don't look at me. Don't talk. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Go look at the stock market, and then you tell me if it's not working or not. Look at everything else. All right, then. It's working. It's just, we got to maintain it. Maintain it. I think if we maintain for the next 2 years, for the rest of this year and the full of next year, by year 3, I believe that we'll be able to be in a spot where now we could give aid and everything to all these countries that need it. And I honestly, truly believe that that's going to be the plan. We have to get this country running on all cylinders. Everyone needs to be on the same page in growing this country and bettering this country. And because we got a lot of fixing to do in this country. And I believe by year 3, it's like, let's focus now on, all right, let's pass some shit. Let's do some shit to help out these other countries that are dealing with cartels or dealing with corrupt governments and shit like that. Because at the end of the day, yes, we are the United States of America, so we have the resources to help the world. We're the best country in the world, in my opinion, the best country in the world. And we did build this country with immigrants. And we have the resources to help others. And I think in about 3 years, I think in 2 years, I think we will be up to that point where we could actually make a difference in that and help them. And that's like that. We could build Mexico and make Mexico great again. We could build Ecuador and make Ecuador great again. And we could start doing all that and make every country, surrounding areas and everything. And then eventually the whole world could follow suit. And we could all just work to being a better world than just a better country. That's how it should progress. That's how it should expand. To reach around the world where we can get to peace and everybody can live and be happy. And it don't matter. People don't have to do crimes, and people don't have to do any of this shit to survive or deal with poverty because we're all just growing with each other. That's the vision that I see for this country. That's the vision that I want for this country. And through seeing what's going on here, it's looking like it's going in the right direction. But at the end of the day, it's still a lot of work to do, and it's like a constant fucking thing that we got to continue on working on.
Change about you try to start a movement in the country that you came from. I know what you're gonna say, that's a hard sell. Corruption in the government and plus the cartel, those are big issues, something we need to sift and get through. And I'd be more than happy if we helped fix it with you, but not like this. Not by taking down our borders, but by giving you what you need so you can salvage yours. Military support and economic assistance to go to war with the forces that's threatening y'all's existence.
But that's cool after we fix ourselves. Right now, we can't do that right now. We got to fix our own shit. We still got our own criminals that we got to deal with. We got our own cartels that we got to deal with in our own country. So that's what I'm saying. We got to fix that first before we start thinking about fixing nobody else's shit. Because they've destroyed, a lot of the illegal immigrants that came in here to destroy have destroyed. So it's a lot of fixing that we got to fucking do too. So yes, but not right away. Let's get our shit right first.
This, not by taking down our borders, but by giving you what you need so you can salvage yours. Military support and economic assistance to go to war with the forces that's threatening y'all's existence. It wouldn't be that hard for us to chisel off a piece. Look up a chart, dog. I mean, we've almost given y'all the least. So fuck it, we're already stuck in debt with trillions. So what's it gonna hurt to spend a couple extra billion? Shit, in my eyes, helping our neighbors is critical. I'd rather give you residuals than Ukraine and Israel. We've given them hundreds of billions of dollars each, and you know how much we've given y'all? 3. I ain't saying that you need it or to beg us for it. I'm just saying that we spend a lot and we could lend support. I'm all for helping out the country to the south of us, but politicians never put their money where their mouth is.
That's a fact. There's a lot of politicians that do not ever. They're part of the problem. They're the ones that get their pockets fattened by this shit too. Don't get that shit wrong, man. That's why Trump was attacked the way he was, because he was running his campaign off of this immigration thing. He ran his campaign over this immigration thing. And at the end of the fucking day, people were losing money. By him closing the borders and doing this shit, they were making people lose money. That's why he was a threat to everybody. That's why everybody was trying to get him the fuck out. They made it so clear in the election, through the election time, they made it so clear that it was like, how the fuck are you even talking? Look what's going on. Are you not seeing it? But it is what it is.
They always say they care, but they never give a fuck. They just put a band-aid on the cut, but never stitch it up. Even if you make it here, it doesn't change the fact that the rest of your nation remains in chains and trapped. The Mexicans I talk to love their country deeply, even though growing up in that bitch wasn't easy. They're grateful for the opportunity that we provide, but they remember where they came from and they love to see it thrive.
Right.
So while you're protesting, put that on your piece of paper. You want the U.S. to help you make your country safer, but until then, if you're illegal, you can leave here. You don't want them there, and we don't want them here either.
It's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. A lot of the motherfuckers that are going, the first batch of illegal immigrants that were sent back were just all these criminals that came in here and took over this country. They literally took over this country. And those are the ones who sent me. Like, what you're saying is, no, you guys keep them. We don't want that here. We want to get rid of that. So it's better if they leave. No. They're gonna go back to where they came from, and then you guys deal with them. You guys deal with the locking them up, finding them, getting them the fuck out of here. You guys do it. You guys have a military as well. Maybe put somebody in office that's gonna actually make the change. That is not gonna be under the thumb of somebody else. Fight for somebody to be in office that is not, or have someone run that is going to actually take charge of it. I agree with what he's saying, but not at the moment right now. What was it going to cost us to spend a couple more billion to help send our military out there to get the cartel out of there? It's not gonna cost us anything. But we have already gave them so much fucking money. Why didn't they do that in the first place? I don't know. This is going to be a deep one. We are an hour and 5 minutes. This is going to be a deep one. Man, oh man. I'm probably going to do a two-parter on this one, to be honest with you. I'm probably going to do a two-parter on this one. Because this is a long mofo. It's a long mofo. I'm probably going to cut this up and do part 1 and then do part 2. Put it up tomorrow. Jesus. Well, I'll just put it up for the whole hour. I don't know. I love you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys. Like I said, it's from the heart. I love you guys. And if you made it to the end, which a lot of you probably didn't because I see the click-through rate. And I know a lot of you don't. But if you made it to the end, I appreciate you. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you again. And understand something. We're all going through the same struggle. Living this life. And we cannot think the government or put our faith that the government is going to make our lives better. At the end of the day, we all have to make our own right decisions in order to move forward in this country, in this world, in this life. Forget about the country, forget about anything else. If all of us just tie down and fix us and push ourselves and make ourselves be successful, and no matter how you think, no matter what level you put success in, if we push and we make our own decisions and do the right things in life, success is always going to be there. It may not always come in a dollar amount, but success will always be there as long as you do it the right way. I love you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys later.